This small dollar coin can be worth more than $100,000. Since the small dollar, or the so-called golden dollar, was first introduced in the year 2000, it has undergone various transformations, including the Native American, presidential, and now innovation dollars. Here are the most valuable variety and era coins that you should be looking for. First in line is what is known as the Wounded Eagle, or sometimes also called the Speared Eagle variety. This variety is found on the 2000 Philadelphia Mint Sacagawea dollar. Now, look at the reverse of the coin, where you should see what appears to be a die gouge of some sort, taking the form of two parallel lines across and seemingly through the eagle's lower chest or upper abdomen, making it look like the eagle has been speared or wounded in some way. This can be quite a popular variety, and in 2022, one of these coins was sold at auction in an NGC slab graded as MS67 for a closing price of $875. Next up is a variety that is found on the 2007 presidential dollar coin for George Washington. And this is a potential sleeper piece because, for whatever reason, not a lot of people seem to know about it. This is the George Washington Elongated Ray variety. On this coin, the third ray, when counting in a clockwise rotation, beaming from behind Liberty's diadem, was seemingly elongated by hand, probably to restore or possibly erase some form of damage to the die. It is much longer than it should be, actually touching Liberty's arm. Comparing it to a normal version of the same coin makes the difference almost immediately apparent. Now, unfortunately, there is no reliable auction record for this variety, but NGC does slab it with their Variety Plus service, and I've heard from what I consider to be a reliable source that it is being considered for inclusion in the upcoming third volume of the 6th edition of the Cherry Picker's Guide, so that should get it some well-deserved attention. Next up, by contrast, is probably the best known variety on this list, the 2000 Philadelphia Mint Cheerios dollar coin. On the reverse of this dollar, the tail feathers of the eagle were greatly enhanced or more boldly detailed. It's called a Cheerios dollar because 5,500 of these new dollar coins, along with a similar Lincoln penny, were included in selected Cheerios boxes as a part of a promotion to boost awareness for the new coin entering circulation within that year. In 2020, an MS68 graded example was sold at auction for a total price of $10,200. Next, we head back to 2007, but this time it is not the presidential dollar we are looking for, but the Sacagawea dollar from the Denver Mint. This rare mint error was accidentally created when the wrong collar die from a presidential dollar coin was used instead. What this means is that unlike a normal Sacagawea dollar coin that has a smooth edge, this coin has a lettered edge from a presidential dollar coin instead. In other words, if you have a 2007D Sacagawea dollar with a lettered edge and not a smooth edge, well then you have a rare coin and a very valuable one at that. In 2012, this example of the coin graded as PCGS MS62 was sold at auction for $17,161. Now, since I've already mentioned the edge inscriptions, I'll just handle the next coin as a broader category, as it appears on multiple coins and multiple designs from multiple dates. Now, unlike the Sacagawea dollar that should have a smooth edge, the presidential and Native American dollar coins from 2009 onwards should all have edge inscriptions or lettered edges as a part of their design. But a few coins managed to slip out with no edge inscriptions, or plain edge varieties as they are also known. Now, when these coins were first discovered, they sold for over $1,000, in one case even $2,500 for a single piece. Now, things have calmed down considerably since those heady days, but these can still sell for between $30 and $100 each, depending on the date and grade of the coin in question. Then we have a transitional era coin that resulted in the creation of this Clad small dollar coin. Now, when these coins were being introduced in the year 2000, there was a lot of hype surrounding them. The mint even started minting Susan B. Anthony dollars again in 1999 for the first time since 1981. And apparently a number of these Clad planchets were mixed in with the new manganese brass planchets and then minted as usual, creating these silver instead of gold-colored small dollars. In 2016, a coin like this, graded by PCGS as AU58, was sold at auction for $7,637.50. Next up is actually the exact opposite of the previous coin. A 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin struck on a manganese brass planchet instead of a 2000 dated Sacagawea dollar coin instead. The reason for this oddity is exactly the same as I just described for the previous coin, only this time in reverse. In 2020, a coin like this was sold at public auction, graded by PCGS as MS66. When the auctioneer's gavel struck, it was sold for $16,800. Then we have an unusual era coin known to exist for the 2000D or Denver Mint dollar coin. At first glance, at the obverse, it appears to be a normal coin with a slightly weak strike towards the top letters of Liberty. But then when you turn it around, it reveals itself to be a Sacagawea dollar statehood quarter Mule coin, where two mismatched dies were accidentally used to create a coin that was never supposed to exist. In this case, a South Carolina state quarter reverse was paired with a dollar obverse and struck on a dollar planchet. This coin, the only known example of its kind, was sold at auction in 2022, graded by PCGS as MS64 for an impressive $66,000. The next coin is a coin that, frankly, can easily be missed, as most people tend not to be overly familiar with this coin or its particular designs. This is another Mule coin, but this time it is two different dollar coins paired together. The obverse is a regular 2017D Native American dollar, but the reverse is a presidential dollar reverse instead. So it seems likely that a pressman at the mint, when changing out the dies on one of the presses, inadvertently selected a presidential dollar reverse rather than the appropriate native hospitality reverse for that year. What's even more amazing is that it took until 2019, 5 years after its release, for this coin to be discovered. So there probably are more examples out there, somewhere, just waiting to be discovered. This coin was sold at auction in 2021, graded as NGC AU58 for the sum of $84,000. And then for the headline event, the main attraction, so to speak, a coin that has a regular soaring eagle reverse design for the 2000 Sacagawea dollar coin, but the Washington obverse of a statehood quarter instead. This famous Mule coin was first discovered shortly after it was released in the year 2000, and since then a total of 17 coins have been confirmed to exist, with new examples being periodically discovered every few years, it seems. Although the rates of discovery definitely has slowed down in the last few years. The auction record for this type was set in 2018 when an NGC graded MS67 example was sold for the staggering price of $192,000, with the most recent auction appearance as of publishing this in 2022 for a PCGS MS65 Plus coin for $144,000. Subscribe to WNN, and if you like this, then maybe you'll consider watching the top 10 most expensive Lincoln Cent videos next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.